Hello everybody and welcome to Machine Learning Part 7. So in this video we're going to be creating an AI agent which can detect fake news headlines. So it will be able to detect if a news headline that we feed it is fake or real. So let me give you guys a demo of what we will be building. So let me run the Python file. It's going to take some time because I have this data set over here and it learns from this data set. This model is actually not rule based. It learns from the data set and it can also respond and give a prediction to unseen news headlines based on what we feed it. So the more data we feed it, the more smarter it can become. So let me try asking it this. And as you can see, it says this headline is real and it has a confidence of 59.9%. So this confidence, if it's very low, that means the model is probably not sure. So let me actually now give it a fake one. And as you can see, it understands that this headline is also this fake. It's fake. So now let me give it a totally random one that it has not seen before, and it just says this headline is fake. It has confidence 50% because it does not know. It's just some random character, so it has not seen this before. So now we're gonna be creating this AI model from scratch. So this is basically like hiring someone who does not know English or grammar and anything, and we're feeding them how to detect fake and news headlines, and we're also teaching them English and grammar along the way. So now I'm gonna go ahead and walk through the code step by step. And but before we do that, I'm gonna keep the link to the GitHub for this in the description and in the comments, so you guys can go ahead and get the code from GitHub if you want it. So, but first of all, this is the most important part over here. You need to have a news.csv file, and this is very important to have this label and text. So if you guys don't match this format that I have here, you might run into a lot of errors like I did earlier when writing this code. So you have to do label and then text. So this is the label, this is fake, and then this is the text that you're gonna put over here. So you could add as many examples as you want. The more examples you add, the smarter your model will be. So I just added these many examples for now. And now, this is the main file over here. So what we're doing is first we're importing pandas. So what pandas will do is it will read the CSV file. So as you can see over here, it's loading the data set, this news.csv. And we're importing it as PD to make it just easier instead of writing pandas every time we're using this module. And also, this is the sklearn library. I went through this a lot of times in previous sections. So over here we have the map labels to binary. So over here, what we do is that we have a label, and it gets this label, and then it has a map to return if it's fake or real. So the 0 is the first index, which is fake, and the second one, which just tells if the model if it's real. So now we're splitting the data, we're splitting the text and the label. So we're splitting these two, this fake and this text over here. And over here we're doing text vectorization. So what text vectorization is that it converts the text that we type into numerical representation so the model can understand. I also mentioned this in I think machine learning part 6 and 5. So we have the words in English. So over here we're just transforming it. We're using the vectorizer, and now we're using logistic regression to train the model. So this, like I mentioned in previous videos too, that this fit trains this model. So we're using X and Y to train it. We're evaluating it. So what this evaluation does is that if I go over here, as you guys can see, we saw this classification report. So like how many are fake and how many are real. It just has all this things over here like support, right? So this is what we're going to be printing here with the target names fake and real. And this is where we just start our main while loop. So we have the headline, enter news headline or exit, and we strip out. So over here, if the headline equals to exit, we're gonna break the chat. So let me go ahead and just show you over here. It's gonna, as I said, take some time to start, and if I type exit, it just quits it. So we're just doing this over here. We have the vectorizer dot transform the headline, and now what this model dot predict. So this predict keyword is very important. It predicts what if this. It's all based on predictions. It's not just like the model just goes and looks in the data set and then just copies this and just pastes it. It predicts it. Over here, we're just labeling it real if the prediction is 1, otherwise it's gonna be fake. So over here, the prediction, the one over here that I was talking about, right? So this means that the model thinks it's real. So that's why over here we're saying that if the prediction is 1, it means that the label should be real, otherwise it will be fake. And then over here at last we're just going to print it in F string. This headline is this label and the confidence that this model has. For example, over here it had 59% and over here at 50%. So yep, it just works just like that. And yeah, I think this should be pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'm gonna see you guys in another YouTube video.